call this as well. So this is basically your number 22, paper 2. We will be doing the 6-part normalization part. You will design a database about students and their classes. Each student studies 4 subjects and is only in 1 class per subject. The timetable for each student is currently stored in a separate file. These files will merge into single file. Okay, we have to merge into single file. For importing database, normalize the third normal form. Open the following files. Analyze the content of these files. Place in your evidence document screenshots of the method you use to manipulate the contents of an English so that it has the same layout as 3 other files. Okay, I'll just show you. So you can see over here is what we have is, we have the file English. Okay, in fact, you know what I need to do is, I'll just delete this and I need to extract it again because I think so. Just one second. Okay, so I'll open up English. Okay, I'll open up IT. I'll open up maths. And I'll open up science. So there are 4 subjects because students have taken 4 subjects. You can see over here is we have this over here for science, right? Okay, so this is the format, and this is for your maths. That's the format. That's for IT. That's the format, and that's for English. If you look at the format of English, you can see sessions are coming over here. They should be at the top. So we have to format it according to this way. So it's very simple. All we have to do is, if you look at, we just need to somehow, I'll copy it and I'll just transpose it. Once I do that, you will see I get the same format like other subjects. So obviously the data just need to be transposed. So I'll just now somehow delete this part. And now our English is in the same format as the other subjects. Did you get my point? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. Let's continue. Next, what we have is, okay, so done this part. Merge the files, all the subjects, English, IT, maths, and science. Save the merge file as N22 timetable. What they're trying to say over here is, what we simply need to do is, I'll start from science.
So we need to combine all these files into a single file timetable.
Exactly. I'll copy this and I'll just paste it here of science. Then I'll copy the data of, because the rows and the columns are the same. Okay, we just need to include it in one. And then I'll copy, lastly, is for IT. I'll copy the data and I'll paste the data over here as well. So they've very easily told us what we have to do. Or did I copy it right? Let me just check again. Right. Oh, no, I didn't copy this. Copy, and here we go. Right. So we need to save it as timetable. Let me just look at the exact name. This has to be saved as N22 timetable.csv. So here we go. We'll just go to file, we'll go to save as, browse, and in the same folder, we will save it as timetable.csv. I'll save it. Okay. Now this is what we have. I can close the rest of the files. Now we have the timetable file. I don't need IT right now. I don't need maths right now. I don't need science right now. But let's read the question. What do they have to say more? Okay. Now they're saying is open the files, students and timetable. Timetable is already open. I have to open up students. Now that's the major part, 33 marks, obviously. Analyze the content of these files, create in your evidence document a physical anti-relation diagram. I'll just tell you what, yeah, it's very, you actually done it. Anti-relation diagram basically shows you, for example, if you have a field and you want to make a relationship with the other field, other table's field. And if this is a primary key, let's say, and this is a foreign key, we always represent it this way. This is one to many, okay, foreign key. if we tend to have as a primary key over this side, so we actually make a triangle to show the entities. So that's the primary key. And if that's a primary key, we always do it this way. Usually some time we can also put is circle to show it's one to one and one to many. Did you get the point?
Sir, that means that from primary key to primary key, that's a single relationship.
Exactly.
However, from primary key to foreign key, that's one to many relationships.
Exactly. So
Okay,
this
sir.
is actually known as your ERD diagram. Get the point, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now
Sir, ERP stands for
entity relationship diagram.
Okay, sir.
Right. So we have to open up students file. Okay. So if I open up the students file, let's see what do I have. Now this is where we have to think, how can we make a relationship? So over here I have the pupil. Okay. And let me just somehow filter this and have a look. So the pupil, if I look at this is a primary key. If I look at English, this is being repeated. Maths is being repeated. Anyway, so we have the following. Okay. So over here we have pupil ID through which we can make a relationship. But in the other table where the timetable is, you can actually see is I have class and I have no pupil. So we cannot directly make any relationship. I don't see anything. So we have to make another third table that will be made through which we can make a relationship between this and that. Now, closely, if you have a look at this, there's something very interesting. So if you look over here, I have the following information, right? So just 1 second. Okay, right. And that's my English maths. Just 1 second. So this is my classes. Okay, so this is one. Okay, this is one. And over here, this is also one pupil number. So what we can actually do is let me just open up a new file. And what we can do is you can see over here is I have English, IT, and science. So technically, the following students have taken English. The following students have also taken maths. The following students have also taken IT and science. You get my point. So the same students have taken these 4 subjects. Yeah, you agree with me? Did you get my point?
Yes, sir.
So what
Yes,
if
sir.
you'll just get it? What if I do this? If I simply copy this, right? And I'm telling you, don't be scared. This was a bit complicated, but maybe it's not complicated for you. I don't know. So this is my pupil number, so I can have it over here. I can paste this once here, and we can actually name it as right pupil number, right? And then we can have over here is class class ID, right? So what I'm doing is I copied this once. I just did copied this once. पूरे को मैंने copy किया. Now I'll copy the first class. I'll copy the entire first class once. And here we go. And I will paste this right in front of this. Now what I'll do it again is you will just see. I'll copy this pupil again because the following pupil, because they're doing many. So they are now the same pupils, the same students, I'll paste here, the same students are also taking this maths. Okay, so I'll just copy this. And I'm going to paste this right in front of here. And again, the same story goes again and again, that the same pupils are taking IT, and we just are left with just one last. So let me just complete it. I'll explain this again to you. It will be a lot more clear. They are taking IT, and
जी
then,
सर समझ आ रहा है मुझे
very good, very good. Okay, I'll just copy this again. It was very different concept, but it's fine. अगर आप समझ आ रहे हैं, very good. So last वाला था कि मैंने I just have to paste the pupils again, and then lastly we need the science. So because this was not normalized from, I mean, how can I make a relationship this way? So I had to create this table. So here we go. I paste this. So this table, we can obviously add another ID over here while importing into Access. We can name this as, we can give it an ID. Okay. But anyway, let's save this as browse. Oh, it has to be in the same location. Give me 1 second. Copy the location. It's better that it goes in the same location, obviously. So here we go. And we can same this as, let's say, middle table, or we can call it the class, let's say, the class table, for example. And I can save it as CSV. Here we go. Now let's try to import these three tables into Access. Okay. Which three tables? I'll just show you. So I'll come into external, text file, browse. Oh, I didn't copy the location. So first I will import is, let's say, the class table, the one that we just made. Next, first to contain the field names. Next, let access add a primary key. Yeah, we can have this, no problem. I mean, this is what the first normal form is. A table should have its own unique identity. So we can have an ID for this table.
सर हम pupil number को primary key नहीं बना सकते
नहीं, अब यही तो बात है, because pupil number over here is being repeated. Pupil number in the student table, remember, over there it was the primary key. Remember?
तो सर अगर दोनों टेबल में सेम प्राइमरी की होगी तो फिर ही कंप्यूटर उसको एक्सेस कर सकेगा
No,
ना
no, no. Just 1 second. Let me import this. I'll explain you. Okay, just 1 second. I'll just show you. Let me import all of them. Then I'll tell you what I'm doing. Then we have student. And here we go. Or isme I can choose pupil number as a primary key. Pupil number is a primary key over here. Student ke table mein pupil number is a primary key. And then I have, lastly, I have to import is, what was it? Yeah, timetable. So timetable में आ गए. Oh, actually, fine. उसको हम बाद में change कर सकते हैं. वो नाम एक जैसे थे. So it's okay. Or I can choose over here is, no, sorry. Didn't I click on? I did. Astero. एक second बेटा. इसमें timetable में there seems to be a row जो देखो हमें we don't need this row. I'll delete this. और ये देखो ये room access को problem आएगी. इसको हम कह सकते हैं room 1, teacher 1, room 2, teacher 2, room 3, teacher 3, room 4, teacher 4. You get my point? I mean, all the fields should have a different name. You can't have the same name.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, वो access को किस तरह recognize करेगा ना? Fields can't be of the same name. So let me go into timetable. Next पे गए, first row contains field name किया और हमने choose कर लिया class को as a primary key. बिल्कुल ठीक है. There should be no problem. Class was a primary key. ठीक है. Oh, error क्यों आया? अच्छा वो room की field थी. Sorry. It was इसकी data type was different. मैंने इसको text रखा होगा. So basically जो आप देख रहे होगे इधर, इसको हम जो रूम एरर है ना, तो रूम एक्चुअली we can make it long text. Room को we can make it long text. Okay, at times if it does not accept it now, if it's a text still giving you an error, change it into long text. Can you remember this? Okay, although it was text, but it would give me error because over here I had over here 6 and I also had over here some like F6 bhi tha. F6 and F2 bhi tha, numbers bhi the. So I changed into long text. So there was no error. Now, if you open up these three tables, let me try to explain you something. Um, do you agree with me that this pupil number is being repeated? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And do you agree with me that this pupil number is not being repeated? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So the
sir.
relationship between this pupil and this pupil will be one to many. Agree?
Yes, sir.
And this class ID, if I look at this, is being repeated. And if you look at
Yes, sir.
this, this is not being repeated. So this class and this class will be one to many again. The reason
Yes, sir.
the reason why we had to create this table was because we had repeated entries. The following pupils, I repeat again, the following pupils were taking English, maths, IT, and science. So how would I display them? Well, simple. I could create is a middle table that tells me that the pupils taking this subject, then pupils taking this subject, then people taking this subject. So in a single form, I can have it so I can make a relationship. So now what we can do is you have to do this again yourself. Maybe while you do it, you might have more questions to ask. Okay, very interesting paper. I wanted to solve this with you. So you can,
Yes, sir.
I can make a relationship between, right, between, tell me, pupil number and pupil number. Agree? One to many.
Yes, sir.
And then we have to make it between the class and class ID. One to many. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So over here, what we have now is, if I go back, uh, actually in your evidence document, I'll just show you. In our evidence document, they haven't given us, okay, we have to create, in MS Word, I have to create it myself. ERD diagram, what I have to do is, not, whoa, sorry. In Word, I'll actually create an ERD diagram. So in order to facilitate myself, what I'll do is I'll just take, I won't paste in the ERD diagram, don't worry. I'm just trying to explain something. So just leave some space to facilitate myself. Here we go. So I will do is I will use a shape. Okay. And I'll write over here is N22 students, right? And then I'm going to have is class table, timetable. So the relationship between this is I'm going to make it. So this is one to many. So by pressing shift, I can make a straight line. Okay. And then I'm going to make as many. So here we go. One over here and one over here. Okay. Then again, one to many. So this is one, two, many. Oh, just one second. Obviously, I just have to be a bit more presentable. I don't need this now. It was just to facilitate myself. So this is my entity relation diagram that I will provide to the examiner. Oh, not exact. One line left, which was this. It's supposed to be like this. You get my point?
सर इंस्टेड ऑफ डूइंग दिस जब हमने रिलेशनशिप क्रिएट किया था तो सर वहां पे वो लिखा हुआ आ रहा था ना 1 to 1 और 1 to many वाला तो सर वी कैन इवन टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ दैट एंड पेस्ट इट
No, you can. But big बात सुनो बेटा उसने कहा है create in your evidence document. You have to create it. He did not say take a screenshot. Create a physical anti-relation diagram to design the database to normal form. Get the point? मतलब ये कह रहा है कि आप ये पहले बताओ डिजाइन स्टेज में कि आप व्हाट डू यू प्लान टू डू. उसके बाद पॉइंट नंबर 9 जो हमने किया है, वी एक्चुअली डिड दैट. हमने एक्सेस में जो काम किया वो ये स्टेप था. Yes or no? He says
Yes, sir.
to create a relational database. हमने एक्सेस में we did that. मगर उससे पहले कह रहे बिफोर यू डू दैट आप एक रफ डिजाइन बनाओ बताने के लिए कि what have you decided? Okay, this is what I've decided. This is the relationship that I will make. So basically, he's asking us to first decide and think what relationship has to be created. You get my point or not?
Yes, sir.
Right? Let me just pause it.